Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Feature Friday. Of course, my name's Bobby, and this week I pulled 3 updates out of the list that I think are going to be pretty intriguing to people, and we're going to start off with probably the most intriguing of the 3. Starting now, you can actually set the time clock to be required upon login by your users. Yes, it's true. I know it's something that we've been getting feedback for a while for, but it's finally out, and yeah, let me take you through how it works. So what's really neat about this is that we tried to think about folks that maybe had some salaried employees or maybe employees that didn't necessarily adhere to a time clock, but then you may have also had a mixture of hourly employees too. And so we didn't want to make an umbrella setting necessarily that affected everyone. So what you need to do is go to admin, then go to users, and then on the user page, for anyone that you want to require the time clock for, just click on details, and then there's a new setting in here called require user to use time clock, and the default value will be an empty dropdown, but there are 2 options here: force user to clock in whenever active, or remind user every 5 minutes to clock in. Now this particular user is set to force user to clock in whenever active, and on the right side of my screen I'll show you what that looks like. So when you click sign in and you have the time clock required, a pop-up will appear asking you to clock in, and you'll notice there's no way to get outside of the screen, including if you refresh the page, it just appears back in. They can of course choose to switch user or sign out, and if they're a global administrator they can get into the time clock administration page, but otherwise they have to hit clock in, and when they do that, you're in. And when they go to hit time clock, they can hit clock out, and they'll be prompted with the same screen if they want to get back in. Now, heading back over just to review once more, require user to use time clock. You can force the user to clock in whenever active, or remind user every 5 minutes to clock in. If you have that selected, they'll be able to basically escape out of that pop-up window, and then every 5 minutes that pop-up window is going to reappear saying, hey, you need to clock in, until they do that. Really hope that this helps some people when it comes to payroll. I know in my experience it's always a task to chase people down to make sure that they've put in their hours correctly, and then sometimes people don't, but the pay period ends and then you have to go back. It's this whole thing. I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but at least there's a way now to ensure that people are at least clocking in for the day. So what are the other 2 things? Well, let's head over to the inventory section, and what we've done per request in the feedback forum is that people wanted a way to export serialized and maintain stock product instances to Excel, and well, we've done that. Not a whole lot to it. You just hit export to CSV and it exports to a CSV where you can see the ID, serial number, purchase date, condition, physical location, etc., etc. Wanted to point out to people, since we had so many people voting for that it was there, and I hope you guys really enjoy that one. And then the last thing we did is in the notification center. So let's head there. Head to admin and then notification center, and then edit any notification rule set. And if you scroll down to the payments section, there is now a new payment notification called a stored card was updated in the customer portal. Again, lots of people were requesting this one. You wanted to know when your clients were changing the credit cards, and so we added it in. It behaves very similarly to all of the other notification rules. I suppose the only thing I want to note about this one is that during testing we kind of discovered that we could spam ourselves, so to speak, by rapidly updating the card. And so what we've done is made it so that if the credit card is added, no new notifications about a card being changed will happen until 5 minutes after the credit card is created. Again, it's a mitigation to keep you from getting spammed if someone keeps adding the wrong card repeatedly. But after that 5-minute mark, the next time it gets updated or changed, you'll be notified by that. So it's quite a full Feature Friday video. I hope everyone enjoys the updates we brought to RepairShopr, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.